my teeth, I swear I made it like an overbite. Yikes. I've been waiting for this moment all my life. And if you ain't heard about me, then you gon' know tonight. I'm a big boss on them, I've been grinding. I believe in manifesting perfect timing. I've been looking at the clock like what the time is. Start to see my dreams with open eyelids. Got me like, oh. I remember days when I was hopeless. I just need some time for me to focus. Came up from the bottom and you know.
Deep in the heart of Texas, San Antonio, the scene for the Raptors. One of the most complete skill sets in the game. He does it all. What does Nikola Jokic have in store for us tonight as they get ready for action at AT&T Center? Raptors, Spurs, coming right up on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight, we'll see the Toronto Raptors playing against the San Antonio Spurs. Checking out the Spurs. In preseason, we saw them fine-tune their chemistry and timing, but you never really know how far you've come until the regular season begins. Should be an exciting challenge as they look for their first win of the year. And you love the build-up to a new season. Lots of anticipation. Shaq, what are you looking for?
There were some VIMs this offseason.
Very interesting moves.
Oh, you like that? Okay,
Yeah.
I understand. And you got to understand, that kind of shift, that right there can shift the balance of power.
Wow. Last year, the Eastern and Western Conference was balanced out. Well, we'll see if the trend reverses this year.
And that'll take it right up to tip as we go courtside.
I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'm the 7. I'm
We welcome you to Noche and Beyond here on 2K Sports. From the attire to the food, the players' jerseys. Tonight, a celebration of the Latin culture. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. DA, take it away.
Well, Ben Simmons was the top-rated player in high school and in college. But a fractured bone in his foot cost him his first NBA season. He said, "A lot of people forgot about me. You have to build yourself up again. And for me, I wanted to prove myself again." Kevin, we all agree he's done just that.
He sure has. First NBA All-Star ever out of Australia. Thanks, David. Here are the 5 for the Raptors. We've got Luka Doncic. Jokic is out there with Pascal Siakam. It's Young in at the guard position. And for San Antonio, they've got Curry. Antetokounmpo is out there with Embiid. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. On opening night, Clark, both teams would love to start off, obviously, on a winning note.
Without question. I mean, setting that winning tone, gaining that confidence that comes from winning, and they all count. Wins today are just as important as wins that you get in March and April.
it's going to be San Antonio off the tip. Outside Curry. From 13 feet, it goes down. Curry's got the first points on the scoreboard for San Antonio. Young against Curry. Young's shot is off.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Boy, for such a young player, the razor-sharp focus of Antetokounmpo, really impressive. I mean, a muscular guy who still makes baskets despite getting hit in the process. He's not wide, but he is muscular.
That's good from Antetokounmpo. Here's Young. Leonard with the steal. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. And finished off by Leonard.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Now here's Tatum. They need this. No good on the shot. Empty that time from Leonard. Giannis passes to Curry. And he uses the glass on the layup. Curry's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Young outside. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo's 7'3" wingspan, extraordinary. I mean, he's effective in rejecting shots, bothering shots, and stealing the ball.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
Now here's Tatum. Back to Young. On the clock. Here's Siakam. And the rejection by Curry. They retain possession. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for two. And San Antonio called for the foul. The Raptors shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
The first free throw is good.
You know, guys, it's really obvious that Jokic wants to keep getting better. I mean, he's got a lot of tools, and I think the sky's the limit.
The day, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throws.
Curry from deep three-point land. Rebound by the Raptors. They beat the Spurs during their last encounter in San Antonio.
And they really squeaked out a close one in that last matchup. Came down to just a few turnovers that gave them the margin of victory.
Well, composure, execution, efficiency in a tight ball game is typically what's going to determine the winner. Tell you what, he's 3 or 4 now. Looks like his game's on offensively.
Here's Young. Passes it to Jokic. And Embiid with the block.
You look at his combination of reach and timing, it makes Embiid a superb shot blocker.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
Now, here is Young. He's coming off a 31-point game against the Utah Jazz. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Here's Giannis. That one off the back iron and out. And Doncic, here we go.
Well, the main weapon in Doncic's attack. He really excels at finding lanes and then taking advantage of them.
Curry with it. 7 points in the game. Dishes to George. He's looking for Embiid and finds him.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
And, you know, establishing that physical dominance early gives you a big mental edge, too. Don't discount that.
Now, here is Young. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Unloads. He's just scored his first basket.
Hard at using the screen there to just create space. Young, very reliable in that pick and roll.
Curry fires from way outside. A shot off that time, and it's the Raptors taking it the other way. Curry against Doncic. Shoots over Curry, and Doncic gets it to go. Doncic has got it back down to within single digits for Toronto. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That is his first foul of the game. And the Raptors making a change here. Williamson's checked in. Here's George. He picked up 15 points in the last win against Dallas. Here's Giannis. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Here's Young, following the basket by Giannis. And Young, here we go. Good D by Embiid.
He's certainly been cold this quarter, guys, but trying to shoot his way back into a groove.
Curry's shot is off.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Young finds Doncic. Back to Young. The pass to Williamson. And it's sent back by Leonard.
And a sensational individual defender. Leonard will lock you down. Rejections are just part of the package he brings on the defensive end.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Young drives in. Here's Jokic. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the deep thinking jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
Pass to George. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
Ben Simmons, he's checked in for Young. While there's a break in the action, let's take a look at the players who had the most steals in the league last season. Paul George on top. James Harden is second.
And with all the steals these two came away with, they probably put a thought in the back of every opponent's head, and it wasn't a very good thought.
Now here's Simmons, and out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
All right, a chance to check out numbers for Embiid. He's coming off an excellent season. He put up about 27 points per game last season, 13 rebounds and 3 assists. And his rebounding is what's most impressive. He's shown tremendous determination on the backboard.
And it's a big asset for this team. I mean, he blocks out on the defensive glass, and then he keeps balls alive at the offensive end.
And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Doncic.
Yeah, I don't want to dismiss the defensive chops of Antetokounmpo. I mean, he is so good at handling himself on the defensive end, whether he's guarding his own guy or in position to help his teammates.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Curry gets the bucket.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Raptors trail by 13. Outside, Simmons. Jokic kicks to Simmons. Jokic passes to Simmons. A baseline J. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic.
You know, what touch from the Australian native, Ben Simmons. I mean, he's so good at staying under control, even when facing physical contact.
Now here's Embiid. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Yeah, I
I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones.
Hey, they've got a nice, comfortable lead here, fellas. Might as well keep it simple. Do it a plain, simple one-hander, just like pound cake.
I would agree. A big part of your game was rebounding. You controlled the glass so well. What's one thing you would tell young viewers if they wanted to improve their rebounding?
You know, I'm a little bit out of the norm here, but the biggest thing to me for rebounding is pursuing the ball. Boxing out is important, but pursuing the ball and good timing are the most important elements of rebounding. And that's what I would have players focus on. Pursue the ball.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
You know, after missing his first year out of college due to injury, Ben Simmons ended up winning Rookie of the Year in 2018, proving the wait was worth it.
Now, here is Harden. 37 points in the win against Dallas.
And he was also a terrific creator in that game as well. His assist totals show you what a fantastic all-around effort it was.
Nice work there from Doncic. Saw an opportunity to cash in and didn't let it go awry.
LeBron kicks to Davis. LeBron outside. To the paint. Here's KD. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter.
And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on. Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
That's good from Durant. Clark, do you think we in the media overemphasize championship rings when talking about an individual player's legacy?
Yeah, I think when you talk about an individual player's legacy, a player can be a champion without a championship ring. I know there's another level of champion which includes a championship ring, and sometimes it gets distorted in my estimation because an individual only has so much impact on a team being a championship team. There are no individual team champions. Teams win championships. Being a key player or a role player on the championship team is certainly worthy of recognition and being held in high esteem, but I don't like to see championship caliber players being diminished in the court of public opinion because they didn't win a team championship ring.
Like Stockton and Malone.
Exactly. You could go down the list, a number of guys who just weren't, for whatever reason, able to get the ultimate in a team championship, but had championship Hall of Fame careers.
Ingram passes to Doncic. Here's Adebayo, and Durant sends it back.
And Durant isn't just a powerhouse on offense. He also has a great sense of timing for when to block shots.
And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for San Antonio.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
In addition to being superb on offense, Ingram is also a ridiculously good defender. I mean, his long reach really allows him to come up with a good number of blocks.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Lillard left side. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. And the Spurs lead by 16.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Simmons against Lillard. Simmons on the wing. He's got 5. And Adebayo throws it down.
Well, Simmons has what I call see-ahead vision. I mean, he sees a play ahead, and he's a great passer.
Spurs leading by 14. The 3 from Harden. But they get it back. Toronto's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Ingram. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
An occasional over-the-back call is fine with him. That's just how he plays and how he attacks the glass.
Yeah, you know what? They say you would always rather have a player that you need to turn down than to turn on. So being aggressive versus passive, I want the aggressive guy all the time, even if it means a few fouls.
And LeBron James, Clark climbing the all-time scoring list. Last season passing Michael Jordan. This season, Kobe Bryant. Clark, any chance LeBron someday passes another Laker great, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, for the most career points in NBA history?
I think it's simply a matter of his health, because if he stays healthy, then it's not if, but when. By the time his contract runs out, guys, in 2022, he'll be right in that neighborhood of my all-time favorite player, and I think the greatest player to play, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
And it's Simmons penetrating. It's hauled in by LeBron.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
And at this point, there simply is no doubt that Kevin Durant is one of the great shooters to ever play the game. The only question is just where on the all-time list will he land when we talk about the unstoppable score.
And so Durant nails them both. And with Durant, perhaps the most amazing part, he can have quiet nights, Greg, of 30-plus points.
Kevin, his scores are just so easy for him that you forget you aren't supposed to see 7-foot sharpshooters doing it. He can score from anywhere in any fashion and can hold his own with any player in history in terms of how unguardable he is.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Damian Lillard.
Got to admire the hard work of Simmons, a genius at drawing contact.
And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
And you know, with his free throw percentage being where it was last season, it changed the way teams defended him. I mean, there were no easy baskets. He was going to get fouled anytime he got near the rim. They were going to make him earn his points at the line.
Oh, no, he's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up there.
2 shots.
Take a break. 2 shots.